Happy Thursday, February 7th, everybody. Thanks for listening to Doug Pagitt Radio. And broadcasting out of the Peacedale Studios with Victoria Lynn. We find ourselves in another one of our favorite Thursday activities.
That's right.
I mean, there's nothing else on a Thursday I'd rather do than this.
There's pretty much not much else in the week that I want to do other than this.
Is that right?
Other than run and write poetry. It's like up in the top 3. And read to my kids.
Writing poetry and Doug Pagitt Radio.
Doug Pagitt Radio and reading to my kids. Those are the top 4.
You know, I say this to a lot of people, and I'm going to say this to you on air. You should consider having your own show. Everyone should have their own radio show.
No,
Everyone should have their own radio show. I'm telling you.
This show is I don't have to be in charge. I can just say what I want. I don't want that. But
it could just be a 6-minute poetry radio show. We're gonna start. We're gonna start this up.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll do my own radio show if you do a TV show.
I do need to do a TV show.
You absolutely need to do a TV show.
Thank you for saying that again. You know that was part of my plan last spring when we moved the radio show from the radio station it was on over to the platform that it's now on. That was part of a major rollout, which was going to include a once a month 2-hour television program.
Mm-hmm.
Then I got hepatitis.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody got time for that.
Nope.
Then
and now you have no other
stopped.
excuse.
I ran out of.
Now your
hepatitis
got better.
Yeah, my hepatitis got better, and
So
I don't now have hepatitis.
It's over. That's it. It's officially over.
No, I don't know. Yes. It's officially over.
Well, I have to say, I did hear from a Doug Pagitt Radio listener this morning.
You did?
I did.
Was it your child?
No.
Because it doesn't count if it's an 8-year-old.
They don't listen anymore. And this listener, Ned Anderson, a devoted listener, I'd say, thinks you look like Rin Tin Tin.
Thinks I look like Rin Tin Tin.
Look at this picture. Okay, look, this is when you were.
I was heavier.
Not quite. You were a little rounder.
I was not quite right.
You were great.
But boy, you know what? Yeah, I thought that was like the best I would ever look. I thought I'd peaked right there.
And
I'm picturing now. I mean, I don't look any better now. I'm just skinnier.
Here's
is what I mean.
Rin Tin Tin.
I thought Rin Tin Tin was a dog.
I think. Well, so did I. But apparently the.
Is Rin Tin Tin not a dog?
It might be that Ned Anderson is confused about who Rin Tin Tin is, or it might be. I would guess that we're the confused ones.
Right.
I don't know. Yeah. Since we're not
knuckles to nuts on that bet.
So I don't know if you can see that little tiny picture there, viewers. Is that the camera? But
yeah, I don't know if anybody can.
I think it kind of looks like you.
Well, yeah, I could throw that up. I'll throw that up on the Facebook page.
In a trench coat like that.
Yeah, Rin Tin Tin Radio, Rin Tin Tin Television.
Yeah. Rin Tin Tin.
I think that's kind of fun. Yeah. Hey, by the way, those of you who won the books last week, don't fret.
They're coming.
They're coming. Shipping is just
something you
shipping
want
has been
me
a
to do?
No. I don't do that. Why do people think I do that? Who talks sideways like that to people? There's two things I can't figure out.
That was pretty direct.
No, you were direct to me, but you were suspecting that I was being sideways with you.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, sorry, everybody. Sideways. I didn't get around to it. Like I'm eye rolling toward maybe the other person sitting across the broadcast table from me is the one who did that. But that's one thing I don't understand. And the other thing that I don't understand, I was in a little fun conversation with some people the other day, and we were joking about getting some information from a vendor about something. Mm-hmm. And somehow it sort of came up, and I'm like, well, somebody just needs to say, shut up, Vern, because this guy's Vern, right? Just tell Vern to and we started cracking up because I cannot imagine a situation in which, as an adult, I would ever say to another adult, shut up, Vern, or shut up, Bill. And it struck, I think people live in that situation a lot. Like where people literally say those words.
Oh, you think there's a lot of people who talk like that?
I think there are a lot of people who talk like that and are talked to like that. I think there are people who are scolded like that.
You might be
as
right.
adults, and
I mean, upon occasion, I
cannot imagine. I mean, I would barely say that. Yeah. I've said that to my teenage children when they were. I'm like, you're going to listen. Like, just stop right now, because and it was all power dynamics of dad and kid, and that's what it. But to translate that to some other environment, it
really doesn't.
It cracks me up. How would that ever happen? And some people in the little conversation.
I mean, that happens sometimes. All of us, we're in a certain kind of environment a lot of the time, or when we've constructed a world with friends, family, whatever. Mm-hmm. And every once in a while, I have these moments where I realize like 90% of the world doesn't live like I do.
Yes.
and it's kind of confusing. Like Brett, my husband, was on a business trip recently with a whole bunch of guys, and they were just telling raunchy, lewd jokes all night. He's like, I couldn't believe my ears. Like, it made me realize that a lot of people still do that.
Yeah, they
but
sit
he's
around.
never around anybody who does that in that way.
Interesting. Yeah,
in a really, really yucky kind of way.
And he's like, they had it all in their head. Like they weren't searching the internet for this stuff. They
it
owned
was
all
just
of it.
a round table dinner discussion.
Hey, a couple of things I want to talk about today. We're going to have Kimberly Yim on today. Kimberly McGowan Yim is the author of a book called "Refuse to Do Nothing."
That's fantastic.
Very double meaning. Like it's a negative and a negative.
Refuse to do nothing
means you have to do something, and it's about it's another contribution to the long list of books and resources for Christian people to join in the modern day abolitionist movement. It's been a big deal for about 15 years, and there's a lot of things coming out. And what I find interesting about these two gals who wrote this book, Kimberly being one of them, is that they present themselves as abolitionist mamas.
There you go.
So they're taking the sort of populist angle of being a mama for this and a mama for that, because mama bloggers are a big deal. I don't know if you know this, but it's a bit, there's a whole industry.
Bunch of mama bloggers.
There's a whole bunch of mama industry stuff.
Okay.
Do you know about that? I would think you'd be right there.
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyway, there's a big mama movement for lots of things. Mama bloggers, mama commentators, mama advice givers, all that kind of thing. And they're like, hey, if you can motivate, I think this is I'm going to ask Kimberly about this. If you can motivate moms, they tend to make a lot of decisions and have a lot of influence that can have a lot of outcome. What they buy, where they go, what they watch. Most homes are run by the influence of women's opinions. Most households in North America.
I would say that's probably true.
So I think that's going to be kind of I think that's going to be a fun conversation. And she has one of those. She has a new. I think she kept her last name McGowan. I'm guessing as her middle name, and her last name is Yim. And when I was writing this up, I wondered, does she like formally go by Kimberly? So I'm going to have to ask her this, but I have to ask her gently. Do you formally go by Kimberly or do you go by Kim? Some people, Victoria, go by the shortened version of their name, Douglas. Some people go by Doug, and some Kimberlys go by Kim.
Just some.
And then I realized her married name is Yim.
Yes.
She's not going by Kim Yim. See?
Yep.
It dawned on me. I bet she was Kim McGowan, got married and went to Kimberly Yim. Yeah. But I don't know that I know her. I don't know her. I haven't met her. She's we're graced with her presence on the show. Her picture looks very, very friendly. I have pictures of her.
Chances are, if she's a mama abolitionist, whatever, she can roll with Kim Yim jokes. I don't know. I'm just guessing. But I want to say something about the title because I might never get another chance.
What do you mean you won't get another chance? You sit there right there with a microphone in front of you. What are you going to do? Raise your hand and just start talking, sister. Just start talking. All right. The power of radio.
Refuse to do nothing. Like it's that same idea of sometimes if you live in an insular world and if you're really comfortable, it's easy to do nothing.
It's easy to do nothing.
And so it is a process of refusing sometimes.
Yeah.
Because the default is just to do nothing.
Yeah, I like it. I think it's going to be a fun conversation. So at 10:30 Central Time,
there we go.
Standard Time, we're going to have Kimberly Yim on.
Central Standard Time.
It's CST. And the S stands for standard, and then when not in standard time, when you're in daylight time, it stands for something else, and I can't remember what it is. I heard it on the West Wing the other day. Oh. All right, hey, but there's some more important things to chat about.
What do we got?
Normally we just do a little chit-chat, but I can't even wait, so I'm going to roll the Ustream over to a new video because I've got some stuff that I think is worth